not contest for the country's top seat in the next general election. And as Mike Kagwongo reports, Gotv, who is among 5 NASA principals, has told Odinga to take a back seat and let other people vie for the presidency.
In its heyday, the National Super Alliance was the massive political juggernaut that gave the then first-term Jubilee government sleepless night. NASA, formed in the year 2017, was Jubilee Party main competitor in the last general election. However, the coalition seemed to be roaming without a driver now, with the destination also unknown. ANC party leader Musalia Mudavadi insisting that the coalition is dead.
Tangu uchaguzi uliokwisha mpaka sasa, ukweli wa mambo ni kwamba NASA imedidimia kabisa.
According to Musalia, Raila Odinga should not vie in the 2022 election and instead leave the other people to contest in the presidential election.
Katika mkataba huo wa NASA, sisi wote vyama tanzi tulisema kwamba yule ambaye alipeperusha bendera kwa kura za 2017 na hatimaye chama chake, ikiwa NASA itaendelea mbele vile ilivyo sajiliwa, basi chama hicho tukifika kwa uchaguzi wa 2022 hawatasimamisha kiongozi.
Patched together in the run-up of the 2017 general election, NASA had all the symbols of a government in waiting, bringing together key political figures that had graced the country's political scene for decades. Musalia Mudavadi, together with the other 2 NASA principals Kalonzo Musyoka and Moses Wetangula, have since joined hands with Kanu's Gideon Moi in what has been dubbed the One Kenya Alliance.
Katika mkataba wa NASA, kulikuwa na vipengele ambavyo vilikuwa vikisema kwamba zile senti ambazo ni za political parties funds zitakuwa shared. Mpaka wa leo jambo hilo halijatendeka.
The former vice president, however, has poured cold water on the possibility of reviving the National Super Alliance NASA ahead of the 2022 general election. For TV 47, I'm Mike.
Thank you, Kagwongo, for that report. Now, moving on, the UDA party candidate, John Njuguna Wanjiku, has trounced the Jubilee Party in the Kiamba by-election. Wanjiku garnered 21,773 votes, while Jubilee's Kariri Njama followed closely with 21,263 votes. Earlier, chaos erupted at Karuri High School after the Jubilee candidate for Kiamba and his supporters stormed the polling station, claiming the vote counting process was marred with irregularities. Let's cross over to Kiamba, and we are now joined by our reporter Mwangi Maina.
My pleasure and honor to present this certificate to the MP-elect, Bwana John Njuguna Wanjiku, and wish him all the best.
Okay, could you help the cameras? Just move. The cameras are behind you.
Hii ni yangu. Kama amesimama lakini.
Just sit, give him a seat. Hiyo kiti kubwa. Hii ni yangu.
Acha asimame. Anasema na mic. Kitia microphone zetu. Wacha. Tunaomba tu aketi jia.
Tushike. Shika. Tunasema juu ya head na sauti.
Tunaomba aketi. Wacha endelee. Wacha wengi juu hatuna sauti.
Aseme space kidogo then akae.
Hawana sauti. Aketi tu chini. Yeye peke yake.
Hata mnipatia hiyo ingine mzuri. Kalia kiti yake amba. Sasa hiyo acting umenyang'anya. I am handing over.
I want to take this opportunity to thank God, for giving us this victory. We were careful to say that it has been a long journey, and also take this opportunity to thank the Kiambaa people, for believing in me, and giving me their votes and entrusting them to me, so that I can lead Kiambaa in the next 1 year. The other thing is also to thank the members of parliament, friends of mine who have been very supportive to this cause, and also take this opportunity and thank the Deputy President, because he also believed and he's also been a very supportive system for us as UDA party and as a Hustler Nation, and we are grateful to God. And because when we are campaigning, we say that when God give us this victory, we shall be careful to thank his name. So I therefore request that we pray and thank God, because it has been a journey.
Indeed, such a jovial moment there for Kiambaa constituency. Now moving on, fugitive corp Caroline Kangogo is dead. Kangogo was this morning found dead at her parents' home in Nyawa Village, Tambach Division, Elgeyo Marakwet County. Moving on, the search for IEBC commissioners continued today. Kenya's Deputy Permanent Representative to the UN in New York, Koki Muli, appeared before the panel this morning. Lucy Chebet was also appeared before the panel. Now let's cross over to KICC and look at what transpired earlier on.
First, you need to be have a national identity card or a passport. You must be over 18 to have acquired, to be able to vote. I'm qualifying that in the sense that you can have a passport but not necessarily 18 years old.
Yes.
So once you have that, then you would identify where you would want to vote and when IEBC has announced and they have people on ground that are registering, then you could go to that polling station and register.
Okay.
But for diaspora, then they would come with the embassy, liaise with the embassy, and have the station in that country.
The diaspora. Okay. Or in the embassy. Okay, fair enough. And what are some of the challenges faced by Kenyans in the diaspora on voting?
Thank you. Most Kenyans would love that they would make a decision or rather vote in all the 6 elections. But we are restricted to only 1 elections. That is 1. Number 2, like I said, most Kenyans are registered as members of diaspora with the embassy. But most of them will find it, they would wish that they would come and vote here. However, some still remain behind and vote. The challenge they will face voting at the embassy, more or less, is the embassy will be in the capital center of that country, and perhaps as a diaspora, you're located far from the embassy, and you're required to come. Sometimes they feel that perhaps we should have taken the voting to where they are.
Now, and how do an embassy or a country qualify to be registered as a country where voters can vote, can register and vote?
Thank you. The embassy, each embassy makes returns in terms of registered Kenyans with the embassy. So if you have at least 3,000 Kenyans registered with the embassy, then that station or that embassy will qualify to be a polling station. However, the opportunity or the chance to vote when you're in the diaspora is a right that is given by our laws, but progressively. As a country, we are not able to offer polling stations as much as you may qualify all of you, the 3,000, meeting the 3,000 mark.
We're definitely following up on that story on the search of IEBC commissioners, and we'll have a much more detailed report in the other subsequent bulletins. Now, moving on, Bomet Governor Hilary Barchok has urged Kenyans to adhere to the COVID-19 containment measures. Speaking when he officiated the launch of the cardiothoracic hospital in the county, Barchok said these will help curb the spread of the disease. Also present was Ministry of Health Acting Director General Dr. Amoth, who urged Kenyans to avail themselves for vaccination, noting that the vaccination drive is targeting between 13 to 14 million Kenyans by December 31st.
Thank you. Shall we give a better hand to this great champion?
It is because of our successful program that many of the developed nations have been willing to donate additional vaccines to us because they know we have capacity to deploy. I'm sure out of the 182,000 or so, Bomet will be able to receive its rightful share. And my appeal to Kenyans is that when your time comes and when the vaccines become available, please avail yourself and get vaccinated, because this disease is going to be with us for a long time to come.
By Monday, 12th July 2021, 10,000 people had received the first dose and 2,500 are now fully vaccinated. That is, they have received the first dose, the first vaccination and the second. As I conclude, despite these milestones in the healthcare system in Bomet County, we still have a deficit of critical help.
Now that story takes us for a short break. We will be right back with more. Do stay with us.
Why crocodile inaweza tokea juu. Hiyo sijakula hata unataka nikufe kabla ni. I don't like it. I don't. Miss Kai na hipo ikitokelezea ivuruche simu yangu. No, ni sawa. Those who know me will tell you I'm not a lover of large volumes of water. But for you, we rove the different parts of the country and beyond just to make sure that we bring you the experience. We educate you, we entertain you, and we inform you.
That it's not political and it can do something.
As we sail the boat of Morning Cafe to enlighten you, entertain you, and inform you every Monday to Friday, only on TV 47.
Woo. Construction can be quite a task, but how do you move from finding your piece of land, sourcing the right materials, getting the right labor force to put up your building? Or better yet, how do you source for a building that's already built?
Just a small size of land can suit just a big maisonette because you are going high.
How do you ensure you get the right finishes to bring out the aesthetic value of your property and make it not only look good, but also feel good?
The buyers in this area are the buyers who are able to pay cash.
Well, we have it right here on The Realtor on TV 47, where we demystify building right here in Kenya and analyze the property industry for you to take advantage when acquiring your next piece of property.
Every February, we hear men joking about going to a men's conference on Valentine's Day. We laugh about it, the lucky ones end up having a decent Valentine's Day, and we move on. But what we do not know is that men actually do meet up. Men do sit down and have conversations about things that affect their day-to-day life.
Let me ask, does money make the man?
Give them the gifts, shower them with everything you want to shower them with, but keep your money to yourself.
I, for one, have always been curious as to what goes on in a man's life.
Welcome back to Newsfeed. Now, a section of members of parliament have called on President Uhuru Kenyatta to intervene in the university fees tussle following the fee increment by the University of Nairobi alongside other varsities. Led by Embakasi East Member of Parliament Babu Owino in conjunction with university student leaders, the leaders have urged the Ministry of Education to review the school fees list they take the streets.
Here in Machakos alone, we have over 1,000 acres of land that can be used to generate income for the University of Nairobi. The other day, Professor Magoa constructed the university towers using billions of shillings without increasing university fees. Therefore, we cannot be told that the new University of Nairobi Council wants to increase fees if the university towers was constructed without any single increment of the university fees. A nation that does not educate its citizen is doomed to fail. No new ideas, no innovation, no inventions. And that nation is purely doomed to fail. We are requesting the President, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, to intervene urgently. It is an important and a very urgent matter that must be dealt with now.
Have accepted that based on the situation in the country and the COVID-19 epidemic, there will be no increment of anything. Now, if there will be no increment of salaries or allowances, it means that it will be impossible for any parent to make an upward adjustment of fees, whether in secondary, in college, or in university. So I call upon the government to consider, the Ministry of Education to consider engaging the university councils and all the stakeholders so that at least we can come up with manageable fee payment but not increment.
In the current global market, for us to remain competitive, in the global market, which is in place as at now, we need an informed workforce. An informed workforce can only come through accessibility to higher education. So I want to call upon the President, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, to ensure that tuition is free in the institutions of higher learning, and also to increase the HELB allocation. In the same course, they must also substantially reduce the interest rate which is charged on the student loan. We give them until Monday to address this situation, failure to which will move to the street. It is always the comrades' way that must always take the day.
I want to urge all comrades to prepare for a do or die face-off. And we are giving, yes? Gina. Well, my name is Francine Adhiambo Odhiambo, the governor of the School of Business, and I want to urge all comrades to prepare for a do or die face-off. We are giving the government until Monday to address our situation, or else we are going to call for a mass demonstration across the country.
I gave the 48-hour ultimatum, the administration and the education stakeholders.
Now let's cross over to Kiamba as there are ongoing celebrations going on there. The UDA team is headed to Ruaka for a rally. The live pictures from Banana there, you know, as the UDA party candidate John Njuguna Wanjiku has trounced the Jubilee Party in the Kiamba by-election. Now remember that Wanjiku garnered 21,773 votes, while Jubilee's Kariri Njama followed closely with 21,263 votes. Now, though we are definitely following up on that report so that we can get to, you know, see what is transpiring there for the celebrations in Kiamba constituency. Now it's time to shift the focus to sport.